Yeah, a little costly weather is back, and yesterday we started to heat things up. Didn't quite reach 90, but looking at the next 3 days, highs in the 90s. And once that's achieved, then we have our fourth heat wave of the year. So it's going to be pretty hot, but not as bad as it once looked. Last week it was looking way worse for this week. So glad to report that instead of oppressive humidity, it's like muggy. And then it's going to be hot, but not like record heat. So a couple pluses there. But nonetheless, we still need to take it easy. Some impacts certainly to afternoon outdoor plans. First alert weather day. So through Wednesday. So we're finding ways of staying cool. If you're off, the pool is one idea, and you'll be in there, I'm sure, trying to stay cool from this weather if you want to enjoy the outside, with highs in the low 90s inland. Along the shoreline, we're talking about mid and upper 80s. So if you headed to the shore today, to the beach, looking like a perfect beach forecast, because you'll want to get in the water to cool off, which is 76 degrees. On the Sound, if you're going to be doing some boating and letting the boat produce that nice breeze to cool you off, well, the weather, again, is going to be great for being out on the water. Just for sunscreen, sunscreen, sunscreen. You might notice a little haze in the sky this morning that will be with us through the afternoon. There's just a thin layer of wildfire smoke. Not enough to cause any respiratory issues unless you're super sensitive, but nonetheless, it's just creating that little layer of haze in the sky. You can see it in Middletown right now. Temperatures for the most part 60s, but it has jumped up to 72 in Chester. Feels like trends not awful, but it's certainly going to get into that low mid 90-degree range for several hours this afternoon. So tackling things outside if you can in the morning, and then later in the evening, that's going to be the so-called cooler times of the day. Tomorrow morning, look to the east just before sunrise. You could see Jupiter and Venus. They're really bright. You won't be able to miss it. And then as we get into tomorrow, we're going to start off feeling not so bad. And then we start to get into that low to mid 90-degree feels like trend. Tomorrow night, unfortunately, when the Perseid meteor shower peaks, the moon's coming up at 9:35 and will be with us all tomorrow night, and it's going to create poor visibility. So that's a bummer when you could see up to 50 to 100 meteors per hour. So we're watering like crazy, right? We need some rain. First alert futurecast showing on Wednesday afternoon some widely scattered showers and thunderstorms developing. So some of us could get a little drinky poo for the lawn and garden. We're watching the tropics. This feature has a high chance of forming into a depression in the short term, a hurricane in the long term. Erin's next on the list. We'll have to see when it makes that curve away from the United States, if it does, and how far away it'll be when it happens next week, to see what kind of impacts we might have. Certainly impacts with the heat, a little bit of humidity the next 3 days. As we take a look at First Alert 7-day forecast, it is nicer and more comfortable by Friday, and not a bad weekend at all. Some comfortable starts and highs in the 80s, just a little bit above average. Caitlin?
All right, thanks, Jill. Good morning.